CAPTCHAs have become more complex. CAPTCHAs, completely automated public Turing test to tell computers and humans apart, are widespread security measures on the World Wide Web that prevent automated programs from abusing online services. They do so by asking humans to perform a task that computers cannot yet perform, such as deciphering distorted characters and selecting an image. The first version of CAPTCHA was published in 2003 in a paper titled CAPTCHA, using hard AI problems for security, and it used distorted text to distinguish between humans and bots. But since 2003, CAPTCHAs have been getting more complicated and even challenging for users. Here are some form of CAPTCHA challenges. Text-based CAPTCHAs are the most popular form of CAPTCHA. In these schemes, a sequence of random characters or words, is distorted and displayed to the user as an image. Then, the user is asked to input the text appearing in the image to pass the test. The underlying assumption is that humans can read the distorted text easily, but this is hard for bots using optical character recognition (OCR) techniques. Text-based CAPTCHAs come in different formats such as 2D, 3D, and animated version. Image-based, an alternative to text-based CAPTCHA schemes, are image-based ones. In these schemes, the challenge presented to the user is generally based on understanding a written text describing a task that needs an additional image classification or recognition task to be completed. Same as text-based, image-based CAPTCHAs come in different formats, such as click, where you are required to click on specific location of an image, sliding, where you are required to use the slide to meet some requirements. Drag and drop, where you have to solve a puzzle by dragging and dropping the piece of the puzzle. Selection, where you need to select an images based on some descriptions. Drawing, where you need to draw a specific shape. Interactive. In this, you need to click some interactive inputs to make some constraints true. Audio-based CAPTCHA schemes were initially proposed as an alternative to visual CAPTCHAs for people who have a visual impairment. To pass the test, they are required to type what they have heard. One of the most popular audio-based CAPTCHA was the audio reCAPTCHA proposed by researchers at Carnegie Mellon University and later acquired by Google. To pass the CAPTCHA challenge, users have to recognize 8 spoken digits with a background noise composed of human voices speaking backward at varying volumes.
4 E W N H.
Video-based CAPTCHA schemes in this category reproduce a short video and then propose a textually described challenge that requires some level of comprehension of the video content. Game-based CAPTCHA schemes have emerged as an alternative that tries to make the task of solving CAPTCHAs a fun activity for the users. These CAPTCHAs are based on the assumption that humans, unlike automated systems, can understand the rules of a game and solve the challenge. Users are required to solve a straightforward game that is often based on image semantics. There are also attempts to make the users enjoy solving math-based CAPTCHAs by offering games such as tic-tac-toe and a dynamic roll dice game. Slider-based CAPTCHA is another type of CAPTCHA scheme that relies only on the sliding gesture. Unlike sliding image-based CAPTCHAs previously described, image recognition is not part of the challenge. Users have only to move the slider across the screen to prove they are human. Math-based CAPTCHA schemes in this category ask the users to solve a challenge based on a mathematical problem. Behavior-based CAPTCHA schemes in this category employ behavioral biometrics such as keystroke dynamics, mouse dynamics, swipe dynamics, and eye movement to distinguish between humans and bots. While some CAPTCHAs were created as experiments, others have been deployed in real-world websites. Yet, the question remains, are CAPTCHAs employed just for security concerns, or are the millions and billions of hours spent by people solving them used for training? CAPTCHA's main purpose is not just security. Although CAPTCHAs are meant to stop bots from abusing your website, they are also made to solve today's AI issues by leveraging distributed massive automated data collecting techniques. The Google Book Project and the Internet Archive have leveraged millions of hours of human CAPTCHA training to create a system for converting old books and newspapers into digital archives. We can see that CAPTCHAs have 2 parts: security and large-scale training. One could argue that training is beneficial when utilized for a worthy goal, such as making the world a better place, but can we be certain that it is truly secure? CAPTCHAs no longer guarantee security. Since 2003, there has been an arms race between CAPTCHA developers and researchers, in which researchers devise techniques to defeat CAPTCHAs, while developers produce a more complex version of CAPTCHA. On a paper called Divide and Conquer, an efficient attack on Yahoo CAPTCHA, the first version of distorted text CAPTCHA was able to be hacked by using 3 techniques. 1. Localization, where we find the location of the text in the canvas. Segmentation, dividing the text into individual characters or words. 3. Recognition, classifying each character into the correct letter, number, or symbol. As additional strategies are discovered and their accuracy in breaking the CAPTCHA improves, Google had to introduce a better CAPTCHA. On 2013, Google moved from distorted text CAPTCHA to reCAPTCHAs 2, which includes 2-step process 1, checkbox challenge, which considers behavioral analysis, such as mouse movement 2. Image classification, as a fallback for users who fail the checkbox challenge. Images are sourced from Google Street View project. However, 3 years later, reCAPTCHA 2 was able to be hacked by using other services and approaches. In a study published in 2016 called I'm Not a Human, Breaking the Google reCAPTCHA, researchers employed multiple techniques to get better of Google reCAPTCHA 2. To bypass Google cookies check, they created automated browser activity by browsing Google services such as YouTube, Google Maps, and Google Search for 9 days. This allowed them to get automatic tick on Google checkbox challenge. Use the latest browser versions, well-known browsers such as Firefox and Chrome, and not Tor, to avoid negative trust from Google Risk Analysis System. To bypass image check, which you might get if you failed the checkbox challenge, they used Google Reverse Image to match similar images with the main image, considering tags and image descriptions. Given these interesting strategies, as well as several unnamed approaches, including commercial services to bypass CAPTCHAs, the question arises, is CAPTCHA still good security? CAPTCHAs are unfair and inaccessible. In a recent study released in 2023, called Dazed and Confused, a large-scale real-world user study of reCAPTCHA version 2a, written by UC Irvine researchers argue, CAPTCHAs, aside from the lack of security implications, have various drawbacks. CAPTCHAs take too much time to solve. The study found that while behavioral checkboxes are faster, they may require more attempts to complete. On the other side, image capture is slower but has fewer attempts. On average, 3 and 53 seconds are spent solving CAPTCHAs, with a conservative pace of 100 million reCAPTCHAs each day. Every day, 322 million hours are spent by humans solving reCAPTCHA version 2. CAPTCHAs are not easy for non-technical students. We can see from the chart, freshmen are the slowest, 80% slower than seniors. There is a clear trend from freshmen to seniors demonstrating a reduction in solving time. In a similar study of majors, computer science had the lowest total average solving time and informatics the highest. Moreover, non-English speakers often suffer with CAPTCHA challenges. CAPTCHAs are not user-friendly. In user-friendliness measurements, the research indicates that the majority of participants in both cases, 61.9% and 54.6%, respectively, find the checkbox pleasant or very pleasant, whereas a substantially higher number find the image annoying or very annoying. Free labor for training. There have been at least 512 billion reCAPTCHA version 2 sessions, taking 819 million hours, which translates into at least $6 billion in free wages. Traffic resulting from reCAPTCHA version 2 consumed 134 petabytes of bandwidth, which translates into about 7.5 million kilowatts of energy, corresponding to 7 and 5 million pounds of carbon dioxide pollution. Can we trust tech giants? CAPTCHA cookies are delivered and processed on their servers. How can we be sure they aren't being used for advertising or anything other than risk assessment? I agree reCAPTCHA version 2 and similar reCAPTCHA technology should be deprecated. What do you think? Have CAPTCHAs become more of a problem than a solution? What do you say is even a better solution that respects the user's privacy and needs?